Life yekumusha ndiye munhu wese here. Life yekumusha ndiye munhu wese here is a real life for everyone. Hello guys, welcome to our YouTube channel, and today I'm showcasing to you guys real life here in the village. But then I do have a question that has been bothering me for the past few days since I came back home from the diaspora, right? So my question is, life yekumusha ndiye munhu wese here is real life for everyone, right? Is real life for everyone. Guys, you know what? Of course, this channel mostly to showcase my life based on the life that I was living in the diaspora. And I remember there's another subscriber who did ask me, why is it that content yenyu is more based on diaspora, right? It's for the reason that I've been there for a couple of number of years, right? So I know how life is better that side than how life is being done back here in the village. Right now as we speak, guys, I'm more like feeling lonely because my family is back in the diaspora. Is still there because I left them there. Then I came back home to pursue this little project of ours. As you can see here, right? We are busy with the construction of a chicken coop or a chicken house. Not big though. However, the question remains, is raw life for everyone? Right now I'm here in the village alone. Of course, yes, I do have neighbors. I do have my guru and the family staying that side. As you can see, there's an entrance here. There's a gate here going to my guru's place. Of course, they are closer to myself, but I'm feeling that a little bit of loneliness because my immediate family is not here. My wife is in the diaspora. My 3 beautiful kids are in the diaspora at school, and I miss having quality time with them. I'm already missing having to ask them, guys, how have been school today? Where's your homework? Have you brought the homework? That kind of stuff. I'm missing all those conversations with my kids. Then the question still remains, is raw life for everyone? Let me say it this way, guys. You know, vamwe vedu takakurira kumamisha. Like myself, I did my primary school, grade 1 to 7, at a raw school, right? Then afterwards, I went on further to do my O levels from Form 1 to Form 4. As well, I was at a raw school, right? So we had to walk a couple of Ks, like 4 or 5 Ks or 6 or 7 Ks to get to the school. That's how life is in the raw area. That's how life is in the raw area, right? Then there are other people as well who can say, no, I have been in the raw areas for quite some time, so I don't want to find myself staying in the raw area as well. I've stayed enough in the raw area, so now it's time I must move out of out of the raw area, right? That's someone's perception, and guys, I always say we all got different perceptions and we must respect that, right? Someone may have stayed in the diaspora for the past 20 years, and that very same person can say, no, I'm fed up with the diaspora life, I need to go back and stay in the village. That's fine, that's his or her own perception. we must respect that. The same thing can happen. Someone may have stayed even in Harare or in Bulawayo for the past 10, 15 years. Then when the right time comes, that person can make a call to say, I'm now going back to the village. I no longer want to stay in Harare anymore, right? That's the perception of such an individual. We must as well respect that, right? But as I'm sitting here in the village, right, on my own, thinking of my family that I left back in the diaspora, I'm asking my question, is raw life for everyone? Of course, yes, we managed to build our house. At least when we come this side, we got somewhere to hide, right? At least we got a roof above our heads. That's fine. And for the past 2 weeks, I've been busy with a project here, this construction project, as you can see here, right? However, this structure is almost done, right? Just a few touch-ups that are left. I'll get inside and show you guys how is the progress so far. It's just a matter of doing the flooring side of things, then it's done. The plastering inside has been done already, so progress already is at another level, right? So as I'm sitting here outside the house, scratching my head, trying to think, now that we are venturing into this project, but then is raw life for everyone. Back to my story. There are other people who grew up in the villages like myself, and those people, I can tell you that some of them, they have different perceptions. Some may say, I've stayed enough in the village and I no longer want to hear anything about village life, right? I no longer want to hear anything about village life. That's how some people are, right? You know, ibudzi, guys. Ibudzi, muna mune mapudzi waona. Atina unge takarima. So my son was busy doing farming in this piece of land, and there are a lot of mapudzi arimo. If I can zoom, you can see there. You can see there's a number of mapudzi arimo, right? It's fun that these cows adzidye mapudzi warimo adzidye mapudzi. Maybe kutakaoma here, I'm not quite sure. So they are yet to harvest them. They are still in the field, but they are yet to harvest them. All right. So what I'm saying, guys, is no, for me, going back to the village, it's a no. I want to go back again to the village. Kanaka Garak village. Kakaita se? Kakakwana. Then we got others who have been in towns and they are willing to go back to the village just because for the love of the environment, right? Guys, it's still a little bit dark in here. You can't see nicely, and the walls are starting to get dry, right? The walls are starting to get dry. So you cannot really see nicely because the walls are still wet in some of the sections. That's the progress so far. The plastering of inside walls is done, right? The next thing is just to do this stamping of the floors. We need to do the stamping of the floors. Here we got this stamper. We got this stamping thing here. So you can see here, right? We got this. We need to stamp these walls so that this floor, so that this wall is very, very strong. And I've been busy here last night burning some fence, stamping this floor. So that's the next step that has to happen. And after that, the construction work for now will be done as per our contractual agreement with the builders, right? The next step, that will be to place the chickens. But as I'm saying, guys, now that the chicken coop is ready for the chickens, right? How am I going to manage it now that my kids and wife are over that side? And yet we have to do some projects back home. We have to invest back home. So we have two groups of people. The first group is of those who said, no, I've been staying in the raw area for the rest of my life. So now that I've gone to town or I've gone to the diaspora, I no longer want to hear anything about raw life. That's the first group. The second group is about those who are in the diaspora, as well as those also who are in the towns, any town that you can think of, whether it's Harare, Bulawayo, Mutare, Masvingo, Marondera, any other town that we have in the country in Zimbabwe. There's this second group that is saying, for me, it's high time. I need to go back to the village or to the rural areas and do some projects. So at the end of the day, guys, what I can conclude is that from my understanding, or based on my perception, which I'm saying, let respect one another's perception. Deciding to go back to the village or not, it is simply a matter of a personal perception. Someone can be staying in the town and things may be working very well for him or her, right? Someone may be staying in the town or in the diaspora and things may not be working well for him or her, right? In our ebenzi, guys, upenyu hanzi une zvese na ebenzi munenge mune chidhori, munenge mune juzi, napkin rinenge ririmo, anonga pegi rinenge ririmo, anonga budzi rinenge ririmo. Upenyu hanzi inavaeshi inava ebenzi hunenge hwakatakura zvese, right? Then on the other side, if we go back again to the village, you will find out that the other people who are staying in the village who are doing quite well. The other people who are staying in the rural areas that are doing quite well. And you cannot even understand how they are managing their life, because they'll be living at a better position, right? As compared to someone who may be staying in a town within the same country, or someone who can be in the diaspora, right? It's a matter of personal perceptions. The truth of the matter remains that while other people are moving from the rural areas, going to look for employment in the urban areas, in towns, there's also a migration whereby people are moving away from towns, going back to the villages. Additionally, as some people are moving away from the diaspora, going back home, like going back to Zimbabwe, going back to Namibia, going back to Nigeria, Malawi, Mozambique, Botswana, South Africa, another country, right? There are also other people who are packing their bags and moving out of their respective countries and going to the diaspora, right? So guys, it's a matter of personal perceptions. We live life trying to do our level best and without comparing ourselves to others. You know, I always like this statement which says, in life we have to make it's a race against your own self, right? You compete against your own self and not competing against anybody. I like that statement very well. It tells you that whenever you decide to embark upon doing something, you are doing it for your own good. Of course, yes, we can imitate, we can copy one another, how things are done by this other YouTuber or this other farmer, right? We can copy and imitate. what is being done by others, just as a source of inspiration. But at the end of the day, guys, we live our life without having to compete with anybody. That's why you find out that the moment some of us are packing our bags to say, it's high time I have to go back to the village, even though I'm having one leg in the diaspora and one leg in my motherland, which is Zimbabwe, right? Some people, due to their perceptions, which I respect, they are already busy packing their bags and going to the very same diaspora that I'm coming back from, right? So that's the thing, guys, is raw life for everyone. Upenyu hwekumisha hwekumaruzevha ndehwo munhu wese here. Then still on that one, guys, I need to make an emphasis, right? I touched on it briefly, but today I need to elaborate on it. Guys, we're in the village, kumusha kumaruzeva, right? I'm thankful that we got two buses here, one that goes to Harare and the other one that goes to Marondera. Like if I want to go to Harare tomorrow, right? I'm sure by 8 o'clock, after 7, I will already be in Harare from here. If I want to go to Marondera, I know that around after 7, 8 o'clock, I'm already in Marondera, right? That's about the transport wise when it comes to travel from this place to the cities. However, still talking about raw life, whether it is for everyone or not, right? Now it's me, Serge Gora, on the ground here, but my family is there, but it's not here right now. And I got kids who are going to school, right? I got my firstborn child who is doing high school. I got my two other kids who are doing primary level school, right? But then thinking of it, that I was born and bred in this place. I went to school a couple of years ago. That's some 20-something years ago, I was in school, right? And you find out that we used to walk 4.5, 5, 6 k's to get to the school. But then the question remains, will I allow, or will I find joy in having my child who is just 9 years old and is doing grade 2 to walk for that same long distance that I used to walk? Of course, yes, I always try to be neutral. Here in the village, there are some kids who are walking the very same distance to school, right? But guys, while there's nothing wrong with that, come on, guys, we need to move from point A to point B. We need to move from point A to point B, right? You know, in life, we need to try our level best so that we take over from where our fathers and forefathers left. You know, pakasirwa nana baba vedu, navabereki vedu, nemasateguru edu waona. So we need to take over. We need to take over, right? Pakasira ipapo, isu ngatichipfuurirawo mberi. Kana vaifamba kuenda kuchigayo vane mbongoro vane madhongwi, isu hatichipfuurirawo mberiwo tichitengo kana mota kana zvimudhudhudhu, right? Tokaona matongo takuenda kuchigayo nembongoro nemadhongwi, murikuzvibata. So life is all about having to move from point A to point B, right? So yeah, I'm saying, guys, while it's raw life, honestly speaking, from what I've said so far, or from my analysis, right, I have noted that raw life is not, honestly, for everyone. Because some people who have been in the villages for the rest of their lives, like someone who went to grade 1 up to 7, Form 1 up to Form 4, if you talk to that person and advise him to say, go and stay in the rural area, right, you won't agree to one another. Not all of them, but some of them, right? You won't agree. So that's the thing, guys. Raw life is not for everyone. Raw life is not for everyone. However, at the end of the day, it remains a personal perception. At the end of the day, it remains a personal matter. If you decide to say no, I'll go and stay in the raw area, or I'll just run my projects in the raw area, while I'm staying in a peri-urban or in an urban area, there's nothing wrong with that. If you decide to say I'll have my projects running in the village, while I'm staying in Domboshava or in Lidema, then I'll be mobile commuting, going to see how the projects are being operated. That's fine still. That's your own perception, right? That's your own perception. So yeah, that's it, guys. That was just a little piece that I decided to share with you guys regarding raw life. We all do have different perceptions in as far as raw life is concerned. Right now, I feel so lonely, maybe because there are no projects that are running yet. And you know, if I'd already started the project, right, it means I would have been keeping myself busy, looking after the chicks on a daily basis, feeding them, cleaning the feeders, the drinkers and the feeders, doing all those sort of things, right? So maybe it's only that I'm not having much to do in terms of the project itself, now that the construction of the coop is almost done, right? So maybe that's where this loneliness is coming from. And through that loneliness, it has triggered in me to showcase this video and try to have a better understanding in regard to whether raw life is really for everyone or not. That's the thing, guys. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate your support. Is much appreciated. To all those who have so far subscribed to this channel, guys, I thank you so much. I thank you so much. You are helping this channel to grow big. And to all those who are doing an extra mile by sharing our videos out, guys, I really appreciate. I really appreciate all your efforts, guys, in sharing our videos. As you can see, guys, just to recap, this is a chicken coop measuring 6 meters by 2 meters, right? So the whole idea is to do a chicken project. Well, we'll be doing a chicken project here, but in most case scenarios, this chicken coop is just at the bedroom for the chickens. We're going to have a mesh wire here in front, right? Going that way, right? We're going to have a mesh wire going that way, and during the day, the chickens will be playing right in front of this coop here. Let me go more closer to the center, right? Just here in front, we're going to have a mesh wire, and that's where the chickens will be playing around during the course of the day. Then only in the evening, they can go back to this little cage of ours. They'll go back to this little cage of ours. It's not that big. It's just a 12 square meter chicken coop that we constructed here. And here we got these welded deformed bars, right? These iron bars. And we got mesh wire here for the sake of tuovo, nyoka, makunguo, and all those other predators. So that's the thing, guys. And that's all I can say. It's me here, Serge Gora, on this YouTube channel, Raw Vibes with Serge Gora. I'm there, guys, to showcase to you raw content and anything that you might need to know regarding raw life. However, I'm also more into those who are in the diaspora, since I've been there for quite a number of years. and also moving towards those who are in towns. You know, guys, you may have spent a number of years in town, right? A couple number of years in town, and you may think it's high time you need to go back home and do some projects. This channel is more of a motivational channel and nothing else. I'm trying to be as neutral as possible. This is simply a motivational channel where we are encouraging one another and saying, guys, we can embark upon these projects and we can all get somewhere in life where our forefathers left, right? That little development that they did, right? We need to take over from there. We need to take over from there. Right? Feso. Guys. We used to eat the feso, that kind of stuff. Of course, yeah, that's good food, nutritious, very healthy, right? But we need to move also from point A to point B and advance our lives. So that's how it is, and that's how life is all about. Life is all about moving from point A to point B. We can all fall. Even in a race, you can fall, but please just try to rise up and keep on moving. Keep on walking, keep on going forward. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for your much appreciated support. It's Serge Gora signing out, and it's now time to say goodbye.